Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including what's going on with James Gunn and that Superman project. You know, that Black Superman movie? We'll talk about that. Ben Affleck talks about what happened to his Batman. Cliffhanger Reboot. G.I. Joe Reboot in the works, possibly. Pedro Pascal joins Gladiator 2. Fascinating. The Met Gala happened last night, so we'll take a look at the best and worst dressed there. The writer's strike happened today, or last night, guys, so it's we'll have to take a look at what the fallout of that's going to be. But we start off today's show by talking about the Gran Turismo movie and that trailer that dropped this morning. My trailer reaction for this is up on the channel already, so I'm not going to rewatch it here. But my initial impressions of the trailer, guys, was that it was good. It delivered exactly what I thought it was going to be. Now, if you don't know the premise of this, this is a guy who plays the games, Archie Madekwe, right there in the middle. He plays the games and then he gets recruited to play in real life. To not play in real life. He gets recruited to be a real driver and start racing in real life. And Jaimin Hansu looks like he's going to be playing the guy that recruits him in. Now, David Harbour is going to be playing the pit crew guy, and it's also going to have a Spice Girl. Is that her? Did I miss that? Let me just put on my headset here and make sure that I didn't miss that. Whoops. Yeah, this is going to be full of Easter eggs and stuff, right? Like, look, he's got the games all there and stuff. So he's a big fan. Gran Turismo 6 on PS3.
Racing cars.
Dad, you're the one that told us.
Yeah, that is Jerry, right? So she plays the mother? So that's all we get to see of her. I didn't see that in my initial reaction, but it happened so quickly. Now that we got a little bit more time to get through this, yeah. So going over to the cast list here, Gran Turismo, August 11th. The synopsis: the ultimate wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won a series of Nissan competitions to become an actual professional race car driver, based on a true story, directed by Neil Blomkamp. As I said, he did Elysium, Chappie, and District 9. Jaimin Hansu, David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, and Archie Madekwe, and Jerry Horner. Well, now it's Horner. I still call her Halliwell, but whatever. There she is right there, and that's all we're going to get, huh? Yeah. Okay. Horner, I guess I need to start. She's a Spice Girl, and it's good to see that she's expanding. She wants to stretch herself and try different realms of artistry in acting. Yeah, he started off as like a train conductor, someone who switches out the carts and or the tracks and stuff like that, like what carts are going on the back of the train and stuff. Yeah, I said that was no problem. Anyway, so yeah, you can see here that he's in some kind of a simulation there, and David Harbour is like, or is that Orlando Bloom recruits him, right? Orlando Bloom says, okay, he can drive, we got to take him on. And I was happy that the trailer at least addressed the fact that he was somebody who just played the video games, right? Mardenborough? Is that somewhere in the UK? All right. And then, yeah, in the trailer, it goes on to address that, why are you bringing me a kid who just plays video games in his room, right? Do you think he's going to be able to compete with the rest of these guys? They'll eat him alive. But then it turns out that, the dude's got some real talent, right? I think David Harbour is going to be awesome in this role. It looks like he's going to be a little bit dialed back in this. Like, how he always plays like the over-the-top stuff. He's going to be a little bit more dialed back like Hopper, like from season 4. Like, that's what I want to see from David Harbour. Like, he's not over the top like in the Black Widow movie, right? Because he can do good dramatic pieces, as we've seen from Stranger Things. When he's talking about his addictions and stuff and being in jail and stuff. Like, yeah, that's really cool stuff. So there he is. There's the other drivers coming in. I guess there's some kind of training camp montage that he'll go through and stuff like that. But because it is Neil Blomkamp, who's got a history of coming out of like visual effects. I think that's how he started, right? He started off trying to pioneer different styles and techniques for visual effects to make it look good. And that's why District 9 was so much under budget for the way that it looked. People were like, wow, this guy can really work magic here. And they showcased that a little bit in the trailer here, where he augments, he amplifies the racing with his abilities with visual effects. And yeah, so I think this is going to be like a feel-good story. I can't wait to see these big racing sequences on the big screen. I hope the audio on the big screen, you're just going to hear them zipping by and like that, like hearing the engines rev up and stuff like that. That'll get you hyped, right? It got me hyped. And then, of course, like seeing the explosions. You could die. Yeah. Okay, so there she is. We did see her. But yeah, I thought it looked pretty good, pretty amazing. I got hyped towards the end there, and then yeah, I said this in the trailer. It shows like this is what he'll do, right? That's just putting in visual effects around the car, so it makes him feel like he's in there, but we're seeing it. So like that's the touch that Neil Blomkamp will bring to this. And first trailer looks good, man. The first trailer looks really good. This looks pretty good, actually. I was kind of skeptical, but it was way better than I thought. It seems really a believable story. Great trailer. Yeah, this actually looks better than expected. Very excited. Yeah, this generally is better than what I was expecting. You know what I want to hear? This is what I want to stop. You know, I started publishing pet peeve videos yesterday. I want to publish another one. People need to stop with the narrative, when our video game movie is going to be good, right? Is the stigma of bad video game adaptations finally over? Like, it was over years ago, decades ago, but people keep on trying to spin that narrative, right? And now Mario Bros. Squashes that whole thing of, can we please put that to rest? I know later on today we're probably going to hear other pundits come out and say, it's the dawn of the video game movies. It's finally time that we can finally say that they're good and the stigma of them it's finally over. No, guys, it's been over for a while. You just weren't paying attention. Silent Hill, I think, was an absolutely great adaptation. And yeah, so anyway, and that was a while back. So the overall impressions from the trailer, I'm getting from the comment section here, the impressions. OS, this looks pretty good. It's even more amazing than this based is on a real life Jan Mardenborough's career. Oh, okay. So that's the name of the real guy. Okay. That wasn't the name of a place. That was the name of the guy. Okay. So yeah, as I said, it's going to be full of Easter eggs. I'm a big fan of Gran Turismo, and this looks awesome. Yeah, it looks good. And I like the trailer. We got an official poster released with this as well, that we can see right here. Nothing too great about this poster. It's just kind of like, okay, that's not something that you want to put on your wall, because it's just three dudes standing in front of the car. If you showcase the car, if there comes out a poster where they're like showcasing the racing part of it, then I'll be on board with that. But you want to showcase who's going to be in this: David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, and Archie Maddoxway. They want to really hammer home the cast, I guess, in this first trailer, and try to show you some kind of a backbone of what the story is going to be like, with the dramatic part of it, with the mother probably not wanting the son to get into it and stuff like that, because you're putting your life on the line getting behind those machines, right? For what? Because you're paid to, because you're good at driving, and that's what you want to do. And yeah, I'm liking everything that I'm seeing from this so far. August 11th, guys, for Gran Turismo. What did you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments section. Let's go over and take a look at some of the live chat comments about this. So Jerry Horner plays his mother. Yeah, Chris Roper says, hey, how's it going? Hey Weaver, hey Weaver, how's it going? I'm so bummed about the writer's strike. Yeah, we'll talk about the writer's strike in just a moment. Glass Viking says David Harbour looks as if he's the mentor drill sergeant. Yeah, he's like the pit boss kind of crew guy. Kind of like what Days of Thunder who's the pit boss in that? I forgot his name. Come on, he's a classic actor. Robert Duvall, right? Robert Duvall. There you go. Pretty sure where also says, okay, yeah, we're talking about that stuff later on. Looks like a Top Gear poster. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's continue on with more movie news. And we do at 11 a.m. I think we'll probably do a movie news show every day this week at some point. Or rather, there are all my other social media handles. Yeah. You know those little shorts that we do, like the like best movies of April and stuff? You can find the full versions of those on TikTok and Instagram because they allow me the full 90 seconds, or on Facebook. I don't have to cut things out. You know how YouTube has to have like the 60 seconds? All that stuff can be found on my extended links there. All right, let's get into the big story. The one that really bums people out. It bums me out too. Because you always hope that guilds and or labor boards would be able to solve these issues. But we're going to talk about the writer's strike. Writers Guild calls for first strike in 15 years. So it's official as of like last night, right? 1 p.m. yesterday or something. Scribes to begin at 1 p.m. Los Angeles production across the city, and demonstrations occurring in New York. So how does this impact? This impacts writers. This means that writers can't work on projects while this strike is on. So this affects late night people. This affects like all the late night shows like Fallon, Colbert, all those ones. They can't write their jokes. Now, I still think that they should be able to go on. You just get in front of the camera like me and just go on and try to, well, improvise. Hey, it's a skill, and they should be good at it because they read off teleprompters and stuff like that. But for me, I'm just doing it. I don't have a teleprompter here or anything, and I'm hopefully not going to fumble over my words and stuff like that. They should be able to do it. I don't see why it would stop, but I guess out of respect for the writers, that's just the first stage of what this fallout's going to be. A Weaver says, I count on late night comedians. What's going on here? I count on late night comedians to keep me sane. It's the only way I can handle the news. Who will make fun of the coronation now? Oh yeah, that's this weekend, right? Who will give me witty commentary on that guy's multiple trials? Yeah, the T word. I don't like to say his name. I'm pulling the Whoopi Goldberg on that one. I don't like to say his name. I'm not optimistic. Last time took 100 days. Yeah, it said that. Let's get into that. And now it's more complicated with streaming and AI, because now they're saying, yeah, with the chat GPT or whatever, you can just whip off scripts like that. They're playing with fire here. I don't expect it to go the 100 days. As I said, this thing, it really bums me out that you can't push the needle or come to a deal before things happen. I'm very aware of these kinds of strikes and work stoppages from sports when it happens in like hockey, especially. It sucks. Okay. So, in a statement Wednesday night, yeah, we know that they were going to release details. So, willing to engage and discuss in an effort to break this logjam if companies and added remain united in their desire to reach a deal that is mutually beneficial to writers and the health of longevity of the industry. Now, I do respect the fact that they're trying to go to bat for the smaller people who get hired on to television projects like as pickups kind of thing, right? What would happen traditionally is that production companies would abuse writers. Okay, come in and write this for like 3 hours and now you're fired, kind of thing, right? Oh, you gave us some good ideas. Like they're trying to step up and protect people from that. That if you get hired on as a writer, then you're going to be there for at least a certain amount of allotted time. Those kinds of things, right? So they're trying to put in little protection barriers and stuff like that. So I respect that, and to avoid hardship to other thousands of employees who depend on the industry for their livelihoods. Yeah. So you can go over and read these big, or this will be like splashed over all the pages today, and I'm just giving you guys kind of like a quick snapshot view of kind of the things that are happening with this. Companies with spec scripts in their possession to return to delete them. So yeah, even the spec scripts, people who have movies now that are in queue that have writing, they're supposed to turn back those scripts. Yeah, I don't like that part. That sucks. WGA is also telling members that they must picket at assigned locations unless they have a valid medical excuse. Well, now that I don't agree with it. Hey, if you're part of the guild, it shouldn't be mandatory that you got to go out and take part of the protest, because they're taking your work away from you while they're trying to get better deals for you. I understand that, but if you're bummed out, hey, also some people, they can't afford to take time off and go picket, and I don't like them saying that they must go picket at assigned locations, because hey, you're out of work, I gotta pay the bill still, which means I gotta go sign up and work in front of a factory machine for like a couple months. That sucks. Yeah, that's what you have to do. I don't have time now to go out and picket. Hey, it's a double-edged sword with that one, and that's part of the fallout, and which is why I once again said that I wish that they had come to some kind of agreement so that we could forego these kinds of things, right? Writers did little to dispel these rumors. 98% of the members authorizing the strike 2 weeks before the end of their contract. So a big chunk of them authorized this strike. Negotiations for the agreement began on March 20th. Yeah, okay, so now it remains to be seen when the two parties will go back to the bargaining table and how long the strike could stretch until they reach a formal agreement. In 2007, and it was 100 days, and in 1988 it was 153 days. So it's only been 14 days in 1985. So hopefully it's short, man. Hopefully it's short, and we don't feel the impacts, because this will put a pause on any projects, any movies that are in queue, as I said, that are in the works, will be shut down now for writing. That's just the beginning, man. And I hope that this gets solved sooner rather than later. Glass Viking says, program used to be based on viewing figures. Now it's based on stock market shares. Yeah, I predict an early settlement. Hopefully, hopefully the money will talk to force people to come to an agreement, for sure. Okay, Pfeiffer says, hey, I'm optimistic. Yeah. The show business guys have never appreciated the writers. Yeah. The writers definitely, they have their respect for sure, because they create these things, guys. I know that they create like the story structure and everything, right? Create the characters and have them imagination just to let their mind go and put together a story on a page. For sure, and it's the base of all operations. You've heard me iterate this throughout all of our shows and stuff. A. Weaver says the executives probably don't even think they need writers now. Yeah, exactly. That's part of the mentality right now, is that, do we really need writers with all this AI stuff coming around? Do we really need talent in there who can come up with great ideas when we can just punch it into a computer and have it pop up? Yeah. You've heard me say it multiple times on this channel and stuff, that for me, the script it's the Bible. It's the foundation of what your project is. And if your script and story is not sound, I don't even know why you're even beginning to do post-production or pre-production and casting and stuff like that, if your script is not totally like realized, right? But it happens all the time in Hollywood. All the time. Like, even up to the last minute, like we just heard with the Blade movie, where Now, yeah, that's going to affect the MCU, guys. That's going to affect the new Blade movie. That new writer, we did a story the other day where the new writer came on to Blade a month before they're going to start production. It's going to delay productions like Blade for sure. Like the fallout of this writer strike is just it's just begun, and we're going to be following it throughout the. We're going to be following it throughout the week so far. Because the news of productions being shut down and stuff is going to come in like waves. We're going to get it in waves, but just to know what the impacts of things like this are going to be, sucks. It sucks. It's just one of those situations where I hate to be in this situation for sure. We know that James Gunn is going to stand with the writer's strike. He's going to put a pause to his Superman movie. We did a story about that yesterday, and I just wanted to reiterate that he's going to sit on his hands for his Superman movie, James Gunn. So let's talk about that. James Gunn shares update on Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman movie. No, this is not James Gunn's Superman movie. This is Ta-Nehisi Coates' Superman movie where they were going to have produced by J.J. Abrams, where it was going to be like a black Superman. Where for some reason, this is the movie where they weren't going to use the Val Zod storyline. They weren't going to use the canon storylines where they justified why he's of a different ethnicity. They were just going to say that, oh, now Clark Kent's he's black now. It's kind of like J.J. Abrams, get J.J. Abrams' name out of here. That's the way I feel. Like talking about somebody who can ruin your project for you, it's J.J. Abrams. And I know that executives are like, but he made $1 billion with Star Wars. Star Wars would have made $1 billion anyway because he had Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, and it's the name recognition. J.J. Abrams is not this big master storyteller that people think that he is. Anyway, I digress with that. So James Gunn weighs in. Yeah, we heard about this project. So where is this project? Quote, those two things are totally unrelated. That's an exciting movie. I know that Chantal Nong, who is the executive on that project, is extremely excited about it. So if it comes in and it's great, which I haven't read the script, says Gunn, and if the timing is right, that could absolutely happen. That's totally unrelated and would be an Elseworlds tale, just like Joker. So yeah, this Superman movie would be just totally Elseworlds, and okay, fine. I don't understand the mentality of, you've got source material, man. Use it, because that's tapping into the fan base. When you say stuff like, and Star Wars learned this the hard way, they had a whole bunch of source material on the shelves and said, that doesn't exist anymore. We're working from scratch. It's such hard to come up with ideas in Star Wars because nobody's ever done it before. It's like, whoa, what are you talking about? As the fans, we know that there's been the source material. So hopefully they get that all sorted out with the Superman. James Gunn, and as I said, with his Superman Legacy, we know that that's getting paused too because of the writer's strike. That's what I wanted to reiterate with that. Some live comments says, yeah, there's, I want to go up to A Weavers here. Yeah, that's why there's so much crap out there working with subpar scripts. Yeah. What is the new G.I. Joe reboot going to be called? We'll talk about that in a little bit, Chris Schober. Art Glasswike, he says, you think Marvel would have an ironclad scripts and be able to mine the comic book source material to inspire a bank of talented actors? Yeah, that's what, you've got all these comics and stuff that you can be drawing from. The Blade movie script should not be that hard. And what you get is that you get these writers coming in with a story that they have in their head. And then what happens more often than not, they've got a story in their head and they're like, oh, I want to really tell this story. Oh, I'm being hired on to write a Blade movie. I'm going to take my idea and try to shoehorn that in to be a Blade movie now. And Rian Johnson did that for Star Wars. He had this idea for a story in his head, but then he shoehorned that into The Last Jedi. You see that all the time. And it's kind of like, I don't understand why you throw out the source material to try to shoehorn in an idea that it's just like, God, guys, It's not that hard. Like Transformers is really like the Bayformers are really grotesque at doing that. Um, yeah. Anyway, Krishover says, does G.I. Joe reboot release later this year? No, well, they haven't even started filming it. We'll talk about the G.I. Joe stuff here in a little bit. Let's continue on with the Ben Affleck Batman. I guess he's talked about that because at one time, Ben Affleck was supposed to direct his own Batman movie that he was going to star in, but now he reveals exactly why he walked away from his own Batman movie. He appeared at SnyderCon. Wait a minute, there's a SnyderCon? Okay, so yeah, I guess there is. And he came in and explained why he walked away from it. And he just reiterates what we all knew and what we all kind of understood from the situation, that he was not happy with the way that the executives and like management treated Justice League. And it was a very bad experience for him, going back with all the reshoots and stuff like that. They started off with Snyder. He walked away from it because of family issues and stuff, and they brought in Joss Whedon, and everything got thrown up in the air. He hated the experience. He hated the atmosphere of it. And that's sort of what he echoes here in his comments. So let's go over and take a look at this in a Q&A session where he talked about it. And this is very long, so I'll try to just, take a look at some of the highlights of this. Quote, there was a whole elaborate plan which would take up too much time now, and some of which I may have forgotten. I always liked that character and talked to Zach about that. My plan for continuing on this character, at a certain point I got to and kind of found that I thought it was really, I just felt like it wasn't quite sure if it worked or jived. So we know that his Batman movie was going to be with dead. Oh, what the heck is his name? We saw him at the end of the Justice League movie. Joe Magnianello. Sorry, I'm butchering his last name. Deathstroke. So, yeah, Deathstroke. Why am I forgetting people's names? I felt like that if you have a character like this, you kind of take that on. You want to go forward. You really better really be sure and understand it and be confident. And certainly as a director, you have to be the last person interested in the movie. When everyone else is really bored and doesn't want to watch it again, and is kind of sick of it and exhausted by the whole process. So yeah, I don't agree with that statement. As director, you have to be the last person interested in the movie. Oh, okay. No, I just misread that. I was saying that he wasn't interested. Yeah, you have to be constantly, forever invested in the project, right? And that's what he's saying. And it is exhausted by the whole process. I have held myself to this kind of metric where if I'm not really sure I see the precise location or target of what I want to hit, I'm not sure if I can hit it, but I want to at least know exactly what I'm aiming for. And so he's very loosely saying there that while he had an idea for the Batman movie, executives would have changed the focus of what that could have been as you drove towards the finish line, making it feel to him that he didn't know what the finish line would be if he took on that project. And that gave him pause, right? Because as the director, he's saying that he needs to know what that final vision is going to be before he comes on board with that. And I think that's, as I said, that echoes exactly what we thought was going on behind the scenes. But it's good to hear it from his mouth, right up from the source, right? I do respect Ben Affleck as a filmmaker. I was somebody who didn't want to go out and see Air, but I did, and I liked it. He did a very good job in that, both directing and acting in it. And I'm looking forward to his next projects. It's just one of those casualties. I would have loved to have seen that Deathstroke Batman movie with him carrying it on. But as he said there was some big plans that would have gone into the next Justice League movie and stuff like that too. Huge plans. And now because the Snyderverse, I think it's officially, collectively for us to say that the Snyderverse is dead. There's no chance of it coming back. We know that now, that the Flash movie and Aquaman 2 are going to be the final send-offs of the Snyderverse, because the Flash movie is supposed to reset everything, right? So what do you think about Ben Affleck storyline there. I think that's, yeah, the way it should go. A. Weaver says Ben understands the importance of good writing. Yeah, he does. Exactly, exactly. And that's something else too in his works there. That the constant changing of direction with studio executives. I thought about this morning too. Okay, fine. Yeah, you're the people with the money. You're the ones financing this thing. But like, if I were that person, and I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, I can invest $1 million, or I can put $5 million of my own money into the upcoming Avengers movie. Fine, I would never expect to say that. Oh, but because I'm putting in my $5 million, I want to be able to say that. You know what? I know she doesn't want to do it anymore, but I want Black Widow in this movie. What? The script doesn't even say that she's going to be in it. Oh, but I'm putting $5 million in, so I get a say in it. Like, no. I would understand my function as an executive. I'm putting in the money. I'm hiring actors and directors and producers to make the product. And I hire those people. I trust those people that are being hired to create that vision without my influence. But right now, you get the impression that the studio executives are kind of like, on any given day, will come in and say, well, wouldn't it be nice if we did this instead? like in the 0 hour of film making, right? And like we're 2 weeks away from the premiere, and it's like, wouldn't it be nice if we just changed this up a little bit here? We kind of like, I understand that that's the filmmaking process. James, you don't know how that works. It happens all the time. Yeah, I get that, but it's kind of like there's a self-righteousness to it, the ego-ness of it that taints things at times, and it oozes out of certain projects, for sure. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, let's have some fun. The Met Gala was last night. The Met Gala. That's where everybody dresses up in funky dresses. Funky, I said. So let's go in and take a look at some of the best and worst dressed. So this will take a look of, well, this will be a little bit of time. All right. I got 2 articles, or no, I got a couple articles up here. The Met Gala happened last night. Let's take a look at some of the best and worst dressed. Ooh, that's Janelle Monáe. Wow. That's daring, isn't it? Yeah, the Met Gala is where they dress up in like abstract pieces and stuff like that. So expect weird things like that. But like Janelle Monáe is top talent and drop dead gorgeous. I'm just like, wow. So let's take a look at some others. Penelope Cruz. I like that. Yeah, see, some of them are abstract, some of them are not. That's cool. I dig that. Doja Cat. Dressed up as a cat. You can see that she's got makeup on there that does make her look like a cat. Now that one's, yeah, now we're starting to get into some abstract stuff. Okay. Jenna Ortega. I dig that. I don't know who that is. Who's that guy? Bad Bunny. All right, that's Bad Bunny. Who's supposed to be El Muerto. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Who's that? Cardi. That's Cardi B, right? Actually, I like that. Cardi B. That one looks pretty good. Gigi Hadid. I don't know who that is. Ooh, we know who that is. That's Kiwi Kwan. Cool, man. I think the pinstripe look. Yeah, that's not too outrageous. What do we got here? Kendall Jenner, Mark Jacobs, and Kim Carter. Oh, I don't like to say that last name. Just because if you say that name, then you get inundated with ads of like, yeah, of their empire, and it's kind of like, yeah. But don't you know they're all related, James? I know that, but whatever. And she's acting too, right? She's going to be, Kim is going to be in American Horror Story, right? And she's got hired on some acting coaches. Oh, Pedro Pascal. Oh, I like the red. I like that that shade of red with the black tie. I dig that. I see that he chose not to shave his legs though for this. I'm sorry, guys. It's just me having fun. Cool. That one's okay. Oh, there's Rihanna. Okay, looking very elegant. She's pregnant again, right? P. Diddy. Olivia Rodriguez. Rigo. Okay. Anne Hathaway. Wow. Anne Hathaway. That's good. Lizzo, who we just saw in Mandalorian, right? Who else is out there? Jeremy Pope had a long train on. Yeah, that's a big train. Cara Delevingne. Yeah, she's been looking stunning as of late. I liked her at the Oscars. Amanda Seyfried. Kiki Palmer. She just had a kid, too. Talk about that. Glenn Close. Alton Mason. Okay, so guys, this page just goes on and on and on. Emily Blunt. Cool. Jennifer Lopez. That doesn't look all that daring, does it? Jennifer Lopez. Why don't we have a close-up of this? Where's Ben? I want to see Ben. Margot Robbie? Yeah. Oh, yeah, this guy was out there dancing. Who is this guy? I saw the Little Nas X. Yeah, painted silver and stuff like that. Very revealing, too. Oh, yeah, Serena Williams is pregnant again. What's with all the pregnancies? It's like some kind of mini baby boom. Florence Pugh, bald. We just saw her pictures of Princess Aurelian from Dune Part 2. I don't know who this guy is. I don't like that. Get your arm away from there. I don't like that. Get this guy off the screen. Director Pier Paolo Piccolo. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Julia Garner, Halle Bailey, and Daisy Edgar Jones. That's cool. Julia Garner, Halle Bailey, and Jones. Grace Jones, right? Is that what I said? Yes. Whoops. Daisy Edgar Jones. Yeah. Daisy Edgar Jones. Cool. Yeah, these actresses are going to be way up there in the next couple of years. Well, they already are. Daisy Edgar Jones. She just signed on to be in a movie too, right? Why am I drawing a blank on what movie that she just signed up for? It's big. Okay, show me the IMDb. Because she was just in Where the Crawdads Sing, which was really good. I really enjoyed Where the Crawdads Sing. And we did a full live watch along here on the channel. Upcoming. Twisters. Oh, yeah, she's going to be in Twisters. Twister 2. She's going to be in. Cool. Oh, yeah, there's the Jared Leto costume, the cat costume. Hey, Weaver said something about that in the live chat, right? It's really a costume party, isn't it? Like Jared Leto. I like Jared Leto. So, yeah, dressed up as a big cat. Big furry. He's part furry, huh? He's got furry tendencies. Yeah, with the feet and everything. That'll excite certain people out there to see Jared Leto embracing his furriness. The furries, they always seem to be the punching bag. But actually, to tell you the truth, I got nothing wrong. I got nothing wrong with furries. If that's what you like to do, dress up in animal costumes and behave like animals, you do you, right? Go and have fun. You think that Marvel would have ironclad scripts? Yeah. Let's get into the comments. I'm excited about that. To Chris. Looking for the Friday the 13th TV series on Peacock. Yeah. Twister sequel. I think they should have had a Nightmare. Hey, man. I just like cats, okay? Yeah. The mask part looks like it's actually fairly well crafted. Like the craftsmanship on it looks fairly detailed. I bet that cost a pretty penny to put together. Who's next? Giselle Bundchen? Is that the... Was she married to... was that the one that was married to Tom Brady? Or am I getting the wrong Giselle? Who's this? Is this somebody else who's pregnant? What the heck is it with all these pregnant people? My God. Carly Kloss. Yeah, so I'm going to start skipping over some of these. If it's a big name, Ashley Graham. I recognize the name. There's just some of these are supermodels, and yeah, I'm more in it for just like the big celebrities, like the movie celebrities. Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz Beckham. Nicola Peltz Beckham. What the heck? She married some guy named Beckham. She was in the Transformers movie, right? Transformers 4 or something like that. Who else we got? Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, we're going to see lots of Sydney Sweeney in the upcoming years. Is that Brian Tyree Henry? Cool. Yeah, it is. Do you like the big kind of draped cloak? I like that, actually. Is that like a cravat he's got on? Oh, Jessica Chastain. Oh, God. She's absolutely stunning. And if you guys don't know how stunningly, like, mesmerizingly beautiful Jessica Chastain is, if you look at her Instagram stories and stuff, you see her putting on the makeup. Her face is just like, God. Yeah. I follow her because she's a really cool person. Really cool. She's very grounded. When you hear like interviews with her and stuff, she doesn't have a big head on her shoulders thinking that she's entitled to certain things just because she's a celebrity. So I got high respects for Jessica Chastain. All right, we're kind of running our course here. Gwendolyn Christie. We like her here. Who are those two people? Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. Okay, that's Dwayne Wade. He plays basketball. Or he did, didn't he? Yeah. Rapper Ice Spice. Don't know who that is. Precious Lee. Precious Lee. All right. We're getting through. Olivia Wilde. There we go. There's some big famous person. Where's Harry Styles? Huh. Jordan Roth. Oh, Billie Eilish. And that's her brother, right? That's cool. Yeah, I saw a clip of Billie Eilish too. I'm looking forward, like, a lot of work from Billie Eilish because of she's getting into the acting gig now too, right? Looking forward to her career in acting. Okay. Wow. These guys, this just goes on and on and on. Does it ever end? I don't know if I could stand. Nicole Kidman we'll take a pause for. At least she arrived with her man, right? That's I forgot that guy's name. Okay, we know that guy too. Beyonce? No, Rita Ora. Okay, sorry, Rita Ora. James McAvoy? Cool. Yeah. Emily Ratajkowski. Bill Nye? All right. We got to be wrapping this thing up, right? How long does this go on for? It's just like, wow. Those are just my thoughts on some of the best and worst dressed. I know that, guys, there's even more that would just go on and on. A Weaver says, why is everyone pregnant? I guess a lot of people were getting busy at the end of 2022, I suppose. Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, Brooklyn Peltz Beckham is David Beckham's, Victoria Beckham's son. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotta love the Nepo babies. Weaver says. Well, hey, if your dad's famous and you get access to celebrities like this Brooklyn Beckham is, like you have famous parents like David Beckham and Victoria. Yeah, if you get access to celebrities like Victoria Peltz, then by all means. The same thing happened with Bon Jovi's son and Millie Bobby Brown. Like, what claim to fame did his son have? Really nothing. He's just hanging around in those circles and they met. That's just kind of like the in that you would get from that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm ranting and we're losing focus. We're going way overtime today too, for sure. The I was about to say the Met Gala. Let's get into some more back into the movie news headlines. I'm going to try an experiment today, guys. I'm going to cut out these stories and chop them up, post them as videos later on, just to see if I can get any more traction. We'll try an experiment this week with doing that. See if it does. Pedro Pascal joining Gladiator 2? Pedro Pascal in talks to Gladiator sequel. In fact, other trades and other sources out there are saying that he has joined the Gladiator sequel. But as of now, on May 2nd in the morning, I'm sure it's going to get solidified that he's pretty much joined. And yeah, that's cool. Well, we know that he can do the action sequences because of Mandalorian, if he actually does that stuff. But aside from that, our first exposure for most people was him in Game of Thrones when he was fighting the Mountain, right? And then got his head consequently crushed. But yeah, we know he can do that kind of stuff. Connie Nielsen is set to return. Joseph Quinn and Barry Keoghan are also going to be kind of like the new emperors, like shared emperors. And so, yeah, it's going to be in there. Paul Mescal is going to be in this, centered on Lucius, the son of Lucilla. Okay. And yeah, cool. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be solidified. Ridley Scott's coming back to direct this. Denzel Washington is going to be in this too, man. And apparently, Djimon Hounsou is going to be returning as well. So that'll be cool. We really need to do a full live watch along of Gladiator. Russell Crowe. I think it is one of Russell Crowe's better movies. Oh, there he is at the Met Gala, Pedro. Yeah, we did a story of the Met Gala today, and if you're interested in that, go over and check out that video for sure. But Pedro Pascal, I think everybody's gonna it's gonna be confirmed that yeah, he has joined that. So I'll probably even gonna put that as the title that he's confirmed in there. Gladiator 2, for sure. A Weaver says Gladiator 2. Are you not still entertained? I like the political stuff about it. Kind of like the emperor that I like that angle of the emperor that was really getting out of control with his, greed and that kind of stuff. Pedro was great fighting in Game of Thrones. Hopefully he comes out of his battles unscathed. Gladiator, watch along a Ridley Scott movie. I'm in. Yeah, for sure. We all know Pedro has legs for it. Yeah, the legs, because we saw his legs there in his Met Gala pictures, which for some reason they're not showing his legs here. Yeah. But Pedro Pascal joining the Gladiator sequel, that's coming along nicely, isn't it? That's another project that's going to get stalled out here a little bit due to the writer's strike, and that kind of bums me out. Again, we'll have to wait and see where the fallout of the writer's strike where all the chips will fall now because of that stuff. Moving on to the Cliffhanger Reboot. Yeah, Cliffhanger Reboot, that's going to get stalled too. So, what do we got here? Sylvester Stallone sets Cliffhanger Reboot with Angel Has Fallen director. So, apparently, Sylvester Stallone intends to return for a Cliffhanger Reboot? Would it really make it a reboot then? Would that be a reboot or a requel? He's going to be returning as his same character. So Rick Roman Waugh, who helmed Angel Has Fallen and Greenland, is set to direct. It will see Stallone reprise his role as mountain climber Gabe Walker. The reboot has a script by Mark Bianculli and a writer consulting producer on Amazon series Hunters. A writing consulting producer. So Mark Bianculli was a writing consulting producer, but he's wrote this script. I don't know. That sounds kind of weird. Again, this is a project that's going to be affected by the writer's strike, hopefully for not too much longer. But, God, Sylvester Stallone's getting up there, right? Can he still... I don't expect him to be doing all of the cliffhanging stuff. I'm guessing he'll be kind of like the mentor role, right? Of trying to, mentor new rock climbing people, and there'll be a plane crash of some kind, and there'll be like terrorists, and yeah, we'll be retreading certain stuff. Bifer says Greenland was super fun. Cliffhanger 2 was still hanging in. A Weaver says Greenland was surprisingly entertaining. Yeah, I never watched Greenland. I did a trailer reaction for Greenland, and they striked this channel for it for some reason. That's why we got to be careful with these trailer reactions, which kind of bums me out. The company striked me for it. It was kind of like, it's just a trailer reaction. What are you doing striking things? But I'm kind of curious to see this come into fruition. I really like the first Cliffhanger movie. Rennie Harlin directed that first one, right? Yeah, you can go in any direction. Same kind of premise, but perhaps with younger crowds, younger people in there, obviously, and with him taking on that kind of role. Let's go over to the director to see what else he did. Yeah, Greenland. Angel Has Fallen. Kandahar. Oh, he's doing Kandahar with Gerard Butler as well. Okay. That's coming out later this year too, right? And he's going to be doing a sequel to Greenland called Greenland Migration. Snitch. Oh, he did Snitch with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 2013. So he's got a little bit of a resume. Fascinating. He's going to be doing Cliffhanger 2. Obviously, because it's so early in the phase of this production, there's no release date as of yet. I would imagine if they get past this writing solution, this writer's strike, maybe shooting it by early next year. So 2026 maybe? No, 2025 I would say, yeah. For a Cliffhanger reboot, because it's got to be sooner rather than later, because Sylvester Stallone is getting up there in age. He's like, what, 73 now? 73, and he's still working out, man. He just posted a picture of him working out in the gym. And he's still going at it. Yeah, to have that physique. 76. Wow. Yeah. I really liked him in Samaritan. I thought Samaritan was a pretty good movie. Well, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Chris Silver says, I can't wait for The Last of Us Season 2. Well, with writer's strike, that'll be put on hold as well. So the fallout of it is going to be monumental. All right, let's go on to the next story. G.I. Joe reboot. New G.I. Joe movie is being developed, says producer. Transformers Rise of the Beasts producer Lorenzo Di Bonaventura says a new film in the G.I. Joe franchise is actively being developed. Well, not with any writers, it isn't. Not right now. Snake Eyes. God, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Snake Eyes. I liked certain aspects of Snake Eyes, but it was more of a Storm Shadow origin story than a Snake Eyes story. God. Again, you got all this source material for G.I. Joe, and you just throw it out the window because you're trying to shoehorn in a story that you thought that you had before into a property that you shouldn't have any business doing that. Snake Eyes is a property that they shoehorned in a story. You can just, it reeks of it, right? Because Snake Eyes wasn't a character that you, like, he was a butthead. He was a moron in that movie. right? You didn't side with them. So what does this producer say about this? Quote, we actually developed a pilot with Amazon. This was before Paramount Plus, just as Paramount Plus was coming in. It didn't pan out. We have a lot of conversations about what we could do with it as a film, and so I would have to say most likely you're going to see that come to fruition. How soon is always impossible to say. For a long time, there were no active conversations. There's a lot going on right now because G.I. Joe should be just a compliment to Transformers. They just haven't done it with respect, because G.I. Joe, the original animated movie, the cartoon, started off with a musical number, guys. If you remember, it started off with a big song, Cobra. It was kind of like, that's the tone that's hard to capture in live action, because you've got this big song going on, but there's big action going on in the background with Cobra attacking New York City and stuff like that. That's something that's very hard to adapt into live action. But that's what made G.I. Joe so big, because it was far out there. It was fantastical. Cobra had all these wonderful machines and stuff like that. Trucks and vehicles that you wanted to collect so you can put your figures on them and stuff. It's a cash cow sitting there waiting to be milked, and studios just haven't been able to get it right. They just haven't understood the source material. You got to pay respects to it. Yes, some people will say, well, it's fan service. You shouldn't give fans what they want. But no, you're learning the hard way then. That just give the fans what they want. Yeah, imagine a G.I. Joe movie with Sergeant Slaughter as the leader. Pfeiffer says, well, that'd be cool. I like Sergeant Slaughter, the wrestler. I liked how he got in with the G.I. Joes there too. That was really cool stuff. His storyline tied in with the Marauders, right? The swamp guys, Zoltar or whatever his name was, Zoltan or something, right? Yeah. But so the producer of the new Transformers Rise of the Beast movie, Lorenzo de Bonaventura, says that there's active development on a new G.I. Joe. You can pretty much say that the Snake Eyes movie, that attempt, that's dead. They're not going to continue with that. They've got it. They have the opportunity to start off the G.I. Joe, start it off well, and tie it in with the Transformers, because they did that in the comics. They can do that, and I don't know why they don't. But if anything more develops on this, the writer strike will put a huge dent in pause in development of this. But as soon as I get any more word on this, that we now know that this producer wants to make a new G.I. Joe, I'll keep my eye out for that, because, hey, I like everything movie news here on Mirror Domains. All right, Hourglass says, why did they song and dance with Captain America, so why not G.I. Joe? Oh, yeah, the Broadway production of Captain America. Rogers. Was it just called Rogers, or was it called Steve Rogers? I watched the first episode of Hawkeye, and I saw it. I didn't go back to the second episode of Hawkeye yet, though, because I'm still trying to get through The Diplomat, which I heard just got renewed for a second season. I really like The Diplomat on Netflix. Kerry Russell, very good. What's next? Let's go into some hit or miss headlines. So we are going to run over time today, guys. My bad. Hit or miss. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. You're Cordially Invited is a movie coming out with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. Wedding comedy. New Amazon Studios project. Well, I do like, oddly enough, we ended up watching a fair number of Reese Witherspoon movies. And she's a good actress. She is. She commands the screen, for sure. And I do like her works. So Will Ferrell and her will be in a wedding comedy with actors Cecilia Weston and Jimmy Tatro, which I never heard of. But it looks like it's going to be for, Amazon Prime? Amazon Studios? So I don't know if it'll get a theatrical release. Um, let's see what this is going to be about. God, I hate when they put in this big block of people's resumes of projects that they were in. It's ugly to read. It really is. While details on the plot are still brief and character names have yet been to be revealed, we do know the premise of this sets off with a woman, Witherspoon, who's planning her sister's perfect wedding. And while a father, Farrell, of a young bride-to-be, accidentally discovers the worst and most awkward mistake has happened, it turns out they both double-booked the same destination wedding spot on a remote island off the coast of Georgia. Despite the mishap, they decide to share the resort venue for both weddings, and thus chaos inevitably and hilariously ensues. Well, if plot details are still brief, that's not brief. You got a fairly comprehensive story there, I would say. Given the project is still in its early stages, there's no release date yet announced. However, it will debut exclusively on Amazon Prime Video, which is fine. That's fine. It is what it is. It sounds very much like, what was that movie that just came out with George Clooney and Julia Roberts, where they go to an offshore island for a wedding to try to stop it, like that kind of hijinks, you know. But with Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell, which sounds like work on projects together. That one seems like it'd be kind of interesting. Hopefully. Lord of the Rings Season 2 production hit with another complication in UK filming. Wow. Another production hit. I was somebody who actually liked Rings of Power. Now, according to locals in Berkshire or Berkshire, a production could harm wildlife, damaging Swinley Forest. The forest, which is owned by King Charles III, has many sets pertaining to the series built there, including a castle that is being constructed. Gil Keatham and Bracknell Forest Society says local environmental groups are disappointed that the damage to the fragile ecosystem is being allowed. Okay, so it's the forest and the sets are causing damage to. Yeah, no, I kind of actually agree with that, man. You kind of have to roll with the punches with this. Yeah, make your movie, but don't destroy forests and locations just to do it. Like, I would love to go up to the Yukon and film movies up there, but some trails and like, say you film something on like the river, you got to give these big production skiffs ramming up onto the shores, setting up tents and stuff like that. Like, it'll recover, but I mean, like, the damage you do to like wildlife stuff it's more than you think sometimes. Yeah, that's a bummer. I know that'll be kind of a miss for some people, but we'll keep our eye on that. Because I did like Lord Rings of Power, as I said. Okay. Jason Reitman to direct film about Saturday Night Live, the first Saturday Night Live broadcast for Sony. Okay, Jason Reitman, of course, did Ghostbusters Afterlife and is the son of Ivan Reitman, who I've become slightly disenchanted about since things have come to light about him. Not Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman, mistreating people on set. But anyway, that's don't need to air that dirty laundry. So the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live in 1975. Fascinating. That would be worthwhile to see. Who's the first cast? First. Who's all in that cast? Jim Belushi. You had to recast those roles, right? Gilda Radner, Dan Aykroyd. Is that it, or Yeah. Some of them are, yeah, not with us. Most of them aren't, right? What, the first one? Yeah, could be interesting. That would be interesting. All right, live comments. You should check the Moana Disney teaser 2024, Dwayne Johnson. All right. Well, we'll get to that in the Twitter roundup here. Arglass says, what do you think of the Fantastic Four casting rumors with Adam Driver and Margot Robbie asked to take the lead of Reed Richards and Invisible Woman, Paul Mescal? I don't think Paul Mescal is going to be Johnny Storm. He's too busy right now. And I don't know if he wants to. He just got nominated for Best Actor, and I'm sure that he'll probably want to continue on bouncing him back and forth between like big projects like Gladiator 2, which he's going to be in, and then those smaller indie projects. Because there are some actors out there that do follow the doctrine of stay away from the big franchise tentpole stuff. Leonardo DiCaprio's famous for that, right? And he even advised Timothée Chalamet to stay away from the bigger stuff. Margot Robbie, I don't see that happening. Adam Driver will be cool, but as I said, I have my doubts about that because he doesn't like to do all those CinemaCon stuff and all that kind of stuff. There's more. Yeah, the rumors, Fantastic Four rumors, are muck right now. They really need to just come out and announce it. I don't know why they're sitting on their hands. Timing-wise, I would imagine. Last night, Gordon Lightfoot, Canadian singer-songwriter, folk singer-songwriter from the Toronto folk circuit, passed on at the age of 84. Actually, I thought he was supposed to play some shows this year or something down at Niagara. But, yeah, he passed away. 84, Toronto Hospital, 7:30 p.m. Yeah, he canceled upcoming Canadian tours. I thought I heard a mention that he was supposed to place Niagara Falls View or something later this year, but it got canceled. So storied career for sure. I don't know if you're familiar with his music. If I could lose my mind, what was it? Yeah, if you could read my mind. Yeah, that's it. That one's a cool song. Rest in peace, Gordon Lightfoot. What's next? God, there's a lot of stories. We're not going to get to all these stories today. I pulled a few ones that were going to be fun. But, you know, it is what it is. Bill Hader stopped signing merchandise after an effed up encounter with Star Wars fan. I'm not signing any of this BS. So, yeah, he was brought in to do like the quirking chirps of what, BB-8 or something, right? Is that his name, BB-8 or something like that? Guys, I don't watch the sequel trilogy. I don't. But yeah, Bill Hader was asked to. He started off signing merchandise, but then apparently he said that I was leaving the Inside Out premiere, and when we went to an after party thing, it was super late, and this guy kept his kid up all night. He was like, go over there and sign it so I can sell it online. So he made his kid stay up until like 3 or 4 in the morning just so Bill Hader could sign some merchandise. And that put him off. Yeah, I could see that putting, I don't want to ever become that famous where I got to start signing stuff. I don't think I'll ever have to cross that bridge, but, and for reasons like that, like people making their kids stay up so they can get it signed, it just rubbed them the wrong way. I seen this headline yesterday as well. I didn't think of anything about it, but today I was reading it, so I felt like see what it's about, and that's what's happened. Big Bang Theory is supposed to have a spin-off coming up. I was completely surprised Big Bang star breaks silence on new spin-off, Mayim Bialik. Apparently she was asked to participate in a spin-off series, but what? She's married to Sheldon, and that actor who plays Sheldon says that he doesn't want to do it anymore, even though they would offer him big cheddar. Um, Amy actress Mayim Bialik comments on the Big Bang Theory spinoff. Speaking with Variety, full quote, I was completely surprised. My kids are like, Mama, do you know anything about this? I promise I don't, close quote. So it basically is kind of like, well, is she going to be in it? I guess that's all that this speculation is. Is that a hit? I still don't know what it's going to be about. This article goes on to speculate it could be about Raj, and that's where I would say maybe if that actor wants to come back to play him, then you could have like these characters come back in like cameos. I don't know. That one's kind of a miss. It's really nothing until they actually get into it, right? Taylor Swift fans show support for fan killed after a drunken driver in a Houston concert. This one is tragic. This one is tragedy, man. Jacob Lewis and his sister April Bancroft. I want to see Taylor. But guys, do you know how much these tickets are? Even to be way up here, like in these nosebleed sections, is somewhere between $700 to $1,000 to be way up here. Like where they are is easily $1,000. That sucks. A Weaver says I gotta go. See you guys later. Thanks, A Weaver. Thank you for coming and joining us today. Yeah, I'm running overtime. I'm running like 11 minutes overtime today, but hey, it happens. Yeah, apparently a drunk driver hit them on the way home. Dude, man, that sucks. Again, it's like life is so short. But at least you got to see Tay-Tay before you went out. It's just senseless. So fans put together a GoFundMe for her because in the States you don't have free health care. Damn, that one bums me out, man. The driver of the other vehicle has been charged with a felony, good, of driving intoxicated and failure to stop and render it. So it was a hit and run. Yeah, well, you freak out, but running away adds to it. Damn, that sucks. That sucks. Why is Lacey Chabert in this? She was everybody's dream in 1990s series. Actually, Lacey Chabert's done very well for herself. She does a lot of those Hallmark Channel movies. She's kind of carved out a niche for herself there. So I dig that. But damn, man, that sucks. That sucks. Senseless sometimes. Life. I just shake my head sometimes. All right. Well, we're running overtime. Let's just go over to the Twitter sphere and see what's going on over there. See if I missed any headlines. I'm going to refresh this page. There were two other stories that I put out, but they're just kind of like editorial pieces. See if I missed anything. Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya for Dune Part 2. So the new image from them. That's cool. I dig that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about their chemistry. Because we only saw them briefly together at the end of the first movie, right? We'll have to see how their chemistry plays out. First trailer for Dune Part 2 will be released tomorrow. Okay, cool. So, guys, you know how today you woke up and you saw my trailer reaction for Dune for Gran Turismo. Tomorrow morning we'll be doing a trailer reaction for Dune Part 2 for sure. Keep that. That's what we'll be talking about tomorrow. First poster. Oh yeah. Gotta save that poster. Save that for the archives. Be good for putting up there. All right. Phil Dunster for Ted Lasso. John Wick Chapter 4 to be released May 23rd. Wow, that's really quick. That's quick turnaround. It's shocking sometimes how quick the turnaround is. Madeline Klein, Met. Okay, so maybe this is just more Met stuff. The writer's strike. Reading required. Writers deserve to be compensated fairly for their work. I don't disagree with that. We wholeheartedly stand with WGA in pursuit of fair contracts and reasonable pay. Yeah. First poster for Gran Turismo. Yeah, we took a look at that. Doll's House. First trailer for Gran Turismo. Jodie Comer. Yeah, I think Jodie Comer is going to be Invisible Woman. I think that's going to happen. Has been nominated for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role for Prima Facie Tony Awards. Oh, she was doing a stage production. That's cool. I love when actors go to work on the stage. I need to go and see some more stage productions. Jessica Chastain has been nominated for A Doll's House. Well, you heard my praise for Chastain. Corey Hawkins and Yahya Abdul-Mateen, second Tony Awards. Okay, we saw these Met Gala post pictures. I don't need to rehash that. Ben Affleck airs debuts on Prime Video May 12th. Wow, that's 10 days from now. Air comes out on Prime. I think I need to re-sign up for Prime. Emma Watson stepped away from acting because she wasn't very happy, if I'm being honest. I think I felt a bit caged. The thing I found really hard was that I had to go out and sell something that I really didn't have much control over. Yeah. Well, you can get in and produce your own stuff. I hope she comes back to acting. I know that she was somewhat disenchanted after the whole Beauty and the Beast thing. The criticisms from that, where people were saying, "Oh, her voice has been so modulated that she can't really sing all that well," and she didn't really like that experience. I remember that, but she is a good actress. I liked her in things like The Circle. She can act, man. So I hope she comes back sooner rather than later. Says she will absolutely return to acting. Good. She will star in an upcoming film that is based to begin shooting early next year. Good. That's what I want to hear from Emma Watson for sure. All right, this is more Met Gala. There's Pedro Pascal's knees. Yeah, the Met. Okay, let's end it off with that, guys. That's it for me. We're running 17 minutes overtime today. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'll cut these out stories-wise and see how that affects the channel. I don't know if I'll do any more shorts. Maybe I will. I love doing the shorts. And if not, I'll see you next time tomorrow, guys, for more movie news and stuff. And I think we'll probably start Clone Wars tomorrow. Yep. All right, that's it. See you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching Mirror Domains.